Final Fantasy XIV is coming to mobile, but that doesn't mean the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV is getting a mobile port. Rather, it seems that this mobile game will be a completely separate game from the MMO we know and love. I've never had a good enough excuse to gush about Final Fantasy XIV on this channel before as I deal with mobile games, but if one of your favorite things about Wuthering Waves is how important the main character is, there's a good chance you'll really like Final Fantasy XIV's story. So based on the trailer we've seen for Final Fantasy XIV Mobile, it's going to start by covering content from A Realm Reborn, which is the base game. However, there are certain things shown in the trailer that weren't in the original A Realm Reborn, so it seems they'll be liberal with what they add and what they don't. For example, with some of these minigames shown for the Gold Saucer, which is a zone where you can kick back and play a bunch of minigames. This initial trailer was careful not to show any actual gameplay, probably because it's too early in development, but the website states that it will have controls more suitable for mobile. Just like in the full game, you'll be able to fish and play Triple Triad and do chocobo racing. And of course, you can change jobs whenever you want on a single character. They repeatedly use words like welcoming social atmosphere and signature social experience. If you've not played Final Fantasy XIV, then you may not know that it's kind of known for its particularly welcoming players, a fact that is sometimes memed on, and it seems that Final Fantasy XIV Mobile really wants to lean into that. So Square Enix is working with Lightspeed Studios to develop this game. They co-developed PUBG Mobile, and they're the developer of the upcoming game Last Sentinel. I personally don't know if I have faith in them yet, but I suppose time will tell. But here's the thing. Square Enix and mobile games don't really have the best track record. They are known for removing beloved gacha games from the market entirely, especially the global versions. Rest in peace Opera Omnia, and many others. The problem, oftentimes, is they have fairly awful monetization strategies. And given that Final Fantasy XIV on PC and console basically prints money, I'm wondering what they're going to do to monetize this game. Perhaps they'll go down the same route regular Final Fantasy XIV does and monetize a bunch of outfits. I can't really see them doing a subscription service for the mobile version because free-to-play is the name of the game for mobile games. And as we know, there is much more money to be made from gacha and cash shops. To be honest, my faith in any mobile game Square Enix makes is at an all-time low lately. But I would really love Final Fantasy XIV Mobile to be the one that makes the difference. Like I mentioned, I love Final Fantasy XIV. It's an amazing game. I don't really have the time for savage raiding anymore, so maybe the casual experience is exactly what I need. But the thing is, right now, you could go pick up Final Fantasy XIV on console or PC and play it for free until level 70. That includes the base game and 2 expansions worth of story content, not to mention all the battle content and everything else. Is the market actually there for a mobile version that has less content? I for one hope it will actually be a good experience against all the odds. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is set to release in China first, followed by a global release soon after. And the reason this isn't surprising is because China has a much bigger mobile audience. I will say that fact gives me some amount of hope, considering all the amazing mobile games that have been coming out of China lately. Well, I didn't have Final Fantasy XIV Mobile on my bingo sheet for this year anyway, but how do you feel about the news? Is Final Fantasy XIV something that actually needed a mobile version? One that's potentially so far behind in story content? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't played Final Fantasy XIV before, maybe because you don't own a PC or a console, is this exciting for you at all? I'm tentatively excited. I really don't know how to feel about this.
Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience.
Despite the fact that they use a clip of this iconically memed on line, memed on because it's used so often in the early game, all I can think about is, oh, that's not the voice of the original voice actor, who wasn't that good. Could they be redubbing A Realm Reborn for this project? They switched studios after A Realm Reborn and started using the same group that Wuthering Waves uses now, but meh, probably not.